Good morning, friends. Whoa, I feel like I've been running around. I hope I've got myself. I mean, who knows? Sometimes you feel like you're running around. Did I even change my clothes? Did I put on my makeup? Am I wearing a shirt? Okay, no, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. How are you? I love to connect with you live if you're able. My name is Genevieve Coe. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Markham, Ontario, Canada. And I just love to share what I do. I love to play with a little bit of paper. It wasn't always like that. But now I found that I really enjoy it. I enjoy sharing it with you. Who knows what we're going to create today? That's why I called it spontaneous stamping. If you're joining me live, drop a line in the comments and let me know you're here. I love to feel like we're connecting. That's why I try to do these lives each Tuesday morning around 9 a.m. Eastern. So let me know how your weekend was, what you did. The weekend seems like an eternity ago. I can't quite remember what I did, but I know a nap happened. I actually saw some friends from my youth when I was like 16 years old. So somebody organized like kind of an old timers get together. So that was kind of neat. People I haven't really kept in touch with, but it's neat to see what everybody's up to and what everyone's doing. So I guess that was my weekend. It went by pretty fast. Oh, Saturday I had to work. I got to see some demonstrators out in Flesherton, Ontario. How many of you know where Flesherton is? I don't know where it is, but it was a beautiful drive. I got to see some leaves as I was driving out. Good morning, Linda. Okay, there is so much news and things happening. I'm going to try to get through it. But if you have questions, ask me in the comments because I want to get to the stamping. Since it's spontaneous stamping, it's not going to be as efficient as I normally am. I won't have the paper cut or anything, but I've got an idea in my mind, something that I saw on maybe it was Google Images or Pinterest. That's a great way to get ideas, by the way. If you're not sure how to create or what to do, you can always look on social media, kind of search Stampin' Up! And the particular stamp set. I'm hoping to use this one, the Love and Courage stamp set today. So, but we'll see what comes out of it. I used to be afraid to do spontaneous stamping if I didn't know exactly what I was going to make, but I love creating so much. Sometimes it turns out in a way that I like, sometimes not so much, but I thought it'd be fun for you guys to see my process. If you have paper, stamps, ink, you're ready to create. Don't let anything stop you. Just take out your supplies and play. So that's what we're going to do today. But first, a few announcements. One is a special product has come into our store. I think it's in our store now. We can check. It's called the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar. So let's see whether we can find it in our store here. Oh, let me go to the customer view. So whenever you want to see what's hot and happening, what's available, just go to stampinup.ca. You're going to want to make sure that you choose me as your demonstrator because I always have special perks and it's my way of keeping in touch with you. And if you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love it if you choose me as your demonstrator. Because it's a great support to me and my small business. So let me show you, if I can show you my screen, that will be a great way to showcase this brand new product. Good morning, Maureen. Oh, it's so great to have people joining live. So great. Okay, so yes, all the announcements are here. I love this little banner, this 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar. Okay, so it comes in English. I think there's French available as well, but here's an example. It is the perfect gift for yourself or a gift for someone else. It's got 12 surprise boxes. Okay, see how they're numbered there? Each one has a exclusive product behind it. So nothing that you can buy on the online store, not from Paper Pumpkin. It's designed just for this special. And so it's like 12 days of happy surprises. And they've already told you that there's a little sneak peek. One will include a stamp set. Okay. And look at how versatile it is. It's got like words, it's got images, something appropriate for, there's floral, cupcake, right? Who can't use sentiments like that? And then does it show another sneak peek? Let me see if there's other sneak peeks here. I guess those are all the sneak peeks. Okay, so I guess that's one day out of the 12. You know what's in there. So I bet you're excited. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some, um, you know, special embellishments and things like that. So it's a great way that you can get a surprise each day. It's going to be stuff you can use. You could buy it for a friend, or both you and your friend could buy it. And I'm going to want to go to World Card Making Day. And you guys can have a little challenge among yourselves, like, okay, what are we going to create with today's project? What are we product? And so I could see it being really, really fun as a fun holiday activity to do with yourself, with your friends. We'll see what happens. Okay, so the other announcement I want to give you is World Card Making Day is October the 4th. So literally all you have to do is register. You'll get a link so that you can watch. Of course, you can watch the replay if you're not available that day. Anyone can watch. It's free. You'll learn more about some great products. You might even see some sneak peeks. I don't know if it says about sneak peeks, but I wouldn't be surprised because Stampin' Up! Likes to keep things exciting. Okay, so that I wanted to share with you. I want to make sure I'm giving you all the announcements. Okay, I was just reading the comments. Somebody's already ordered it. So with the Advent calendar, it is while supplies last. So don't wait. You can definitely, you don't want to miss out because then you'll be sad, right? Perfect. Oh, I love it that somebody's commented in French. It makes me want to speak in French, but I'll stick in English for now. I've always wanted to feel courageous and do my video in French. If you guys saw my weekly video when I was in Quebec after I was there for work, I was like half speaking French because I had been speaking French that whole week. So it's interesting how the brain works, right? If you don't use it, you lose it. But when you're in the environment, comes back. So, okay. Other announcements. Okay, upcoming events of mine that I want to tell you. I want to invite you as my guest. Any of you that are not yet part of our amazing demonstrator community, and as long as you're over 18, you are invited to a special virtual discovery event. You'll hear more about Stampin' Up! Canada. There'll be the chance for prizes and what else? There's a chance for prizes, and you'll get to see a crafting presentation. And if you live local, come on over right after the Zoom, and we'll have cookies, and I'll have little crafty projects for you to make. Okay, so this is a no pressure information session. You might have wondered whether, signing up, whether for the discount or for the earnings, is a good option for you, maybe because you love the product or you want to get early access to the products. I mean, there's so many reasons to join, and I certainly do not regret my decision in joining. And so Stampin' Up! Has announced a special offer starting October 1st. So on September 27th, we'll have this kind of information session. You can learn more. You can ask all your questions, and I'll stamp with you. So you're invited to that. If you're interested, just fill out the link in the comments on upcoming events. Okay, I put a link there because once I know you're interested, I will send you the Zoom link. Okay, so I think those are the announcements. I mean, there's tons of other things, but I already know when I do spontaneous stamping, who knows what's going to happen and how long it's going to take. So let's, oh dear, my camera doesn't look so hot here. Let's see how my tabletop is looking. Okay, takes a little bit of second for me to get myself organized here. Okay, here we go. This is our tabletop. Is there a big shadow? I don't know. Let's see how we do. Okay, so I told you about this. We can move this out of the way. Okay, so I wanted to play with this stamp set because, can you see everything there? Yeah. Okay, because I have someone who has decided to do a private gathering. If you remember, if you're on my email newsletter list, if you're not, use the link in the description to join my email newsletter list so you don't miss a thing. Um, she's going to be hosting, getting a few girlfriends together, and we're going to make some cards of support for cancer survivors or just supporting cards of support. We can always use that to encourage others. And I'm going to have one of the neighborhood moms in my neighborhood who in her home country was like a cancer surgeon doctor. And so she's going to give some information about breast self-examination because it's always good to learn. So somebody's hosting a private class for that. If you'd like to do something like that with your friends or just have a women's get together, doing something meaningful. And the get together is also a mini fundraiser as well, because a portion of the class fee I will be donating to the Canadian Cancer Society. Okay, so that's why I wanted to play with it, because I have to get ready for the class, and I just wanted to play because the more I play, the more inspired I get. Who's cheering for me? Because you don't quite know what's going to happen. So I'm going to try a card that I saw on the internet. I'm sorry, I don't know who came up with it, but let's see how it turns out. If it doesn't turn out, then we'll say, oh, well, we tried, and we'll play again. But I'm going to take this, and I'm going to cut it at 6 inches by 3 inches. Okay, so actually, yeah. Okay, so I'm using thick white cardstock. Okay, so this card is going to be a different size than it normally is. Actually, 6 inches by 6 inches. Let's try that. I don't know. Maybe I'll try 6 inches by 8 inches. We'll decide after. 6 inches by 8 inches. I'm going to score it at 4 inches. And so it's going to be kind of like a long, ouch, I just cut myself. Long and skinny card. Okay, so let's try that. No, not loving it. Let's see. Did I cut something wrong? 8 inches. Let's cut it at 6 by 6. And then we'll score it at 3 inches. Something like that. So it's more, yeah. I should probably do it again because I've got this giant score line here. But anyway, we'll work with it. Okay. Already, I don't think this card looks like the card that I saw on the internet. But anyway, let's see what happens. We're going to take some crumb cake. And so I'm going to do like, I don't know, maybe 1/4 of an inch border here. So we'll take that. And so we'll do 5 3/4 by 2 3/4. Okay. Okay, guys, feel free to cheer for me in the comments. I don't know what you'd say. Go, Jen, go. Spontaneous stamping is always a bit nerve-wracking. 5 3/4 by 2 3/4. Let's try that. Okay, and this will be our layer on top. Okay. Okay, I hope I may have cut that the wrong. Sorry, 5 3/4. Okay. There we go. Okay, yay, Stella's cheering me on. Okay. Okay, so there we go. We're going to do something like that. Now, the card I saw had this as the central focus, but I already seeing that this is not going to work, is it? Will it fit on my little skinny card? Okay, I'm not feeling it. It's barely fitting on top. So let me see whether I can do a longer card. I want the card to be longer. So let's see what happens here. So this is 6 inches. Let's make the card more like 8 inches. I don't know. Can you make it? This cardstock is 8.5. Can you have a card that's as long as that? Let's see. It's just a super long card. Let's try it. Then we'll maximize our paper. 8.5. And then if that's 8.5, let's do the same thing. We'll cut this at 8.5. Okay. That's what I get for not. But sometimes life is so busy. And if I waited till everything was perfect to do a live, I would never do one. And I'd rather connect with you. Okay, 8.5 by 8.5. So half of 8.5 is, let's try 4.25, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so this is like this. Let's try this, okay? The envelope will be a problem, but anyway, we'll worry about that another time, another day. Okay, so let me take this. So then we're going to do our layer 8.25. So I'm just going down 1/4 of an inch, 8.25 by 4 inches. Let's see how that goes. Okay, because I think we need the card to be bigger. Actually, this kind of gets me thinking, like if you were to write a card of support to somebody, like if you're at work and you want many people to sign it, there's something nice about having kind of a bigger size card. Okay, now of course the problem with this is I wanted to emboss it. So let's see if I can find the embossing folder I want to use. No surprise, I want to use this awesome sunflower one. Let's see if we can get this giant piece of cardstock in there. Let's see what happens. Hey, pretty good. Okay, it works. It works. I feel like I'm on to something here. Okay, so I just want to get the sunflowers. Let's see what happens. Okay, and let's roll it through our cut and emboss machine. Of course, I have a meeting this morning. That's why I'm also watching the time. Okay, but I'm really excited to make this card, so we'll just all have to see what happens. Okay. So this is, as you can see, an extra large embossing folder, which is really nice. So, because it allows us to do these extra large cards. So put that here, put this here, and then we need our specialty plate here. Okay. My in-laws have been asking for bigger cards, and so this is actually a good option. I just have to figure out what to do about the envelope. Okay. So I don't know who it was, Mariah. I see your comment that you ordered the advent calendar and you can't wait to get it. I have a question. Are you going to open all 12 days at once, or are you going to try and do one per day? Okay. Tell me what you're going to do. I'm curious because I wondered myself, if I buy it, am I going to just open one a day, or am I just going to open it all at once and look at it? So I'm not sure there. Look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? Okay, so this is so far so good after our initial difficulty there. And then let's put some twine before I glue it down. I'm just using some of our baker's twine, and I'm going to use the white. And we're going to go around. Okay, so let's is it here? Oh, I can tell this is done already. When you can see the red in here, you know it's at the end of its life. Let's see. Probably as soon as I go, I'll have to replace it. Let's see. Okay, I'm just putting some baker's twine, wrapping it around. Okay, and my scissors. Okay, there we go. Okay. I don't know if I've ever made a card this size before. I'm kind of winging it. Okay. So far, so good. How are you guys feeling? You're liking it so far? I'm liking it so far. Okay. So then let's take our stamp here. It looks like it needs to be cleaned from what I can gather. So let me give it a little wipe here. Okay, Mary's cheering me on. She's like, I like it so far. Okay, let me just get my chamois and clean it. I can tell I used it for a class and it didn't get cleaned. So let me just, okay. Okay, we're gonna need some white cardstock. Let's find some here. See what's going to happen. Let's take a piece of white cardstock and let's stamp it in. Well, we've got crumb cake, but I want something dark, either early espresso or maybe even the Secret C. Let's do Secret C. Okay. I'm inspiring you to shop, eh, Mary? That's what happens to me too. Okay, that's why I love creating. There's so many. Okay, I'm just going to stick it here because I realized I had another plan. Isn't that a beautiful stamp? It could be for anyone that you're just really trying to encourage, any cancer survivors or any kind of survivors, right? Really. Okay, and then let's cut it out. So I'm going to grab my very favorite, let's see, stylish shapes. I think they're still available. They've been around forever. But as long as it sells, I think let's see if this will work. Yes, you see, look. Okay, we're going to cut it out and we're going to do that. Okay, let's cut this out. Close my ink pad because I can see an accident happening right there. And so far, I'm so happy. I don't want anything to mess up this card. I won't cry because it's just paper, but I would prefer not to have an accident. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to pop this on here. I'm going to put this on here. See how quickly that ink dries so we can go ahead and cut it out. Okay, and just finish up our little sandwich there, pop that through and roll it through. It's a mystery. Who knows what it's going to look like when it's done. But I'm liking the Secret C and crumb cake combo. I think the old me or old times I would have used like early espresso, but this Secret C, it's an in color for a reason. It's just such a nice color. Okay, so we've got that. Let me put this die away so that I don't lose it. Okay. So does everyone have a cut and emboss machine or something? Because the dies make a big difference. Of course, you could try and cut a nice round circle, but I like the fact that the die does it for me. It even has this beautiful stitching around the edge. And then once you purchase the die cutting machine, it's not a consumable. It just keeps going on and on. You've got this piece of equipment that can just really add something special to your projects. Okay. So, oh, I shouldn't have taken the cut and emboss away, because what I want to do now, I'm going to take some Secrecy cardstock. Okay, good. I've got that. And let's see. I am looking for, danger, danger. Where did I put it? Hang on. This is going to foil me. I'm looking for my alphabet stamps. Very strange. I can't finish my card because I'm looking for my banner and alphabet stamps. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I know. Tell me what I should do. Did I put it up here? Let's see. Because I know that I used it to cut things out. Hang on. Okay. Completely foiled. Completely foiled. Very crazy. Super crazy. So what I'm going to do, I am going to take I'm going to have to use these, but that's not what I want. But let's see. It's dangerous that I don't know where I put them. So these are old letter dies, but we have new ones with giant banners. And I don't know where I put them. Okay, so we'll use this in the meantime. Okay. Oh, business envelopes. Yeah, but I think I'd have to get them from somewhere else. Where to get them from? Okay, so what we're going to do, this is, can you see what's going to happen? I'm going to write the word hope here. I'm very distressed about my, but I've been cleaning up my craft room. And you know how sometimes when you clean, it's actually worse because you can't, you think you're putting things in a safe place. Has that ever happened to you? Okay, so let's put these in here. These are like very, very old dies. And I just always kept them. But now that I have new ones, but I don't know where they are. Okay, so let's cut out our letters. Go. And we'll get our cut and emboss machine out. I was actually more worried that I wouldn't be able to find my stamp set. So I got that before the video started, but my dies are always in the same place. So I can't really imagine. But sometimes I take things when I do things at events or some mystery. Okay, so let's put these letters on and roll it through. And I know I had them because I made my son's graduation banner with those. Letters and dies. Okay. Put this down here. I'm pretty sure the other letters are bigger, but anyway, we'll just do the best that we can here. Okay. That's the trouble with spontaneous stamping. Okay. There we go. Okay, I don't want to lose these. Okay, that's going to be my mission today. Is finding those banner and letter dies. Okay. What do you guys think? Should we have it straight? Crooked always makes me feel itchy inside, but there's something fun about kind of, what do you think? Like this? Or just straight like this? Tell me in the comments which you like better. Well, I never do well with whimsical and crooked, so I think I'm just going to go with straight. See, I feel like if I had just made this card a little narrower, it would probably fit into a business envelope. I'm not sure. But I can always make another one. That's the joy. Okay. And I'll do the E at the end. Oh, I remember where they are. Okay, I feel better. I have a helper helping me with my ladies retreat event. I have it in person, and she's making some decorations for me. So that's where they are. I couldn't have done it anyway. So it's not lost. It's in her capable hands. And for those of you, my in-person retreat is full. I didn't really advertise it because usually the people from the previous year sign up again. But I have a retreat in the box option available. So you can get in on that and still get a little bit of the creative inspiration and fun. So just click the link in the description or go to my Linktree, upcoming classes, and there you are. What do you think? That is my spontaneous stamping for today. The problem will definitely be the envelope, but I think it's okay. That's exactly what I had hoped, except the letters would have been a bit bigger. I do feel like it's a little too wide. So maybe if I had just done it at, instead of 8.5 by 8.5, maybe something like 8 by 8. And then I think that might fit a business envelope. But hey, that's how we learn and play. Maybe we should put some little gems on it. Let's see what gems I've got here. Oh, these ones are nice. Let's see, what are my other options? Oh, the ones from the pear are really nice, right? Here, there's a little bit of glimmer in them. I think I'll go with these ones. Okay, well, thanks for joining me today. Let me get my take your pick tool. Oops. Okay, well, so far today's video, you saw Genevieve cut her finger, thinking she lost her dies. And then I just stuck my wrist into glue. So yay me. But it doesn't change the fact that I am super happy with our creation here. Where do I put this one? Up here. Okay, there we go. Thanks for joining me. Hope you have a great day, and remember to sign up for things coming up. Remember to grab that advent calendar before it sells out. I think it'll be popular. And stay tuned. There's always lots of info coming from me. Thanks for joining. Bye, everyone.